Good morning.
Good morning.
Afternoon. Mine's gonna be a little bit longer. I wish. But anyways, I'm gonna start first. I'm gonna start from the beginning to just the other day, if I can, throw some little details in between. Tim and I first date was in '95, if you want to call it a date. That was the very first Essence Festival. And he came by the shop when I finished working, and he was like, "Look, leave your check, don't pack no bags. We're going to New Orleans. I'm gonna take care of everything. I'm gonna show you how a man is supposed to treat a woman." Wow. And absolutely, I did take my money. But I didn't pack the bag, and we stopped at the outlets in New Orleans, and we shopped, and he had front row tickets to Frankie Becker, which is one of my favorites. We did that concert that weekend, and that was probably the beginning. Anyways, funny stuff. Some funny stuff. One night, Tiffany is here. We're leaving Tiffany's house, Christmas party. And we both had too much drink. And so we're flying down 10 to get home, and Tim get pulled over. So I pull over behind him, you know, because I'm thinking, surely he's going to jail tonight. So the police officer let him go. And I'm like, I'm just sitting there. So he come back to my car and said, "Why'd you pull over?" And I said, "Because you just stopped my husband." He said, "Man, that dude said he didn't know who you were." He said, "Hey, follow me." He called back up to Tim. He told me, he said, "Man, park this car and get in the car." And I had just as much respect as he did. But he let him get in the car. The leg thing with Brandon just followed up when we do everything to get your sink at that leg, right? It just didn't love us no more. So when it came to the end, I told the stopper, I said, "Listen, when you go in there this morning, you gotta go in there, you gotta be tough with them. You gotta have the talk. I know you don't want to have the talk, but you gotta have the talk." And so he didn't want to have the talk. So he called me from the floor before he walked in. He was like, "Where are you?" I said, "Well, I hadn't made it up there yet." He said, "Okay." He said, "Well, I'm gonna call you when I get in there, and I'm gonna put you on three-way so we can have the talk." And so the talk was really quick. And Tim went for it. I said, "Listen, that lady don't know us no more. I'm gonna let you borrow mine for a few until we can get the best one that our money could afford." And he got it every single day. Not a day went by after he got the leg, and he wore that leg every single day, as though it was his. So he appreciated it. Tim singing randomly at night. I'm gonna miss that. Quick story. I got a couple of them. But anyways, and he was super smart. I don't know if anybody said that, but he would use checkers sometimes too. Everybody gives me credit for being, I don't know, but Tim taught me how to be patient. He taught me how to be patient. And checkers may seem like a simple game to most people, but he used checkers to teach me patience and how to move around the board. When we first got married, he would pack his bags every single weekend. He was leaving me every single weekend. He was leaving me pack up all this stuff. And so one day he looked at me and he said, "Why am I always packing up my stuff, but you don't ever pack up yours?" I said, "Well, I paid the money for the mattresses. I'm just sleeping here." The very first time he hugged me, Tim told me, he said, "Look at this." I said, "What?" He said, "You fit perfect." I was like, wow. Yeah, he was fly like that. Not really. But anyways. One last story. Two last stories. So, Tim bought me a mink jacket one time for Christmas. And so when I opened up the jacket, I was like, "Dude, you could have got a whole full mink coat for what you paid for this. I'm taking it back." So I take it back to Neiman Marcus, and the lady just so happened to be there who sold him the jacket. And so she was like, "You can't return this coat." She said, "Your husband had everybody in here trying it on, and he thought they were your size. He was like, try this on. I want to see how it's going to look on my wife." She said, "You cannot return the coat." I ended up taking the coat back home. I was like, forget it. She was more invested in it than I was. This is the funniest story ever, and me and my cousins had to tell it before I tell you guys about this last night. But anyways, my mother's only sister, my cousin Tam, we used to have game nights for Thanksgiving. And so this particular night, of course, we've been drinking, and my auntie had went up to go to bed, and my cousin Tracy had went up to go to bed. And so we were all still downstairs playing. So at some point, Tim decided he was going to go to bed. So he goes up the steps to go to bed. And suddenly Tracy comes out and she's like, I think Tim's in the room. Right, she at the top of the steps. We can't hear her. We drunk and she's like, he's in the room. So the next morning when my auntie told the story, she was like, girl, Tim got in that bed, tapped me on my behind and said, you woke up. And she said she moved on over. He was so embarrassed. For years he was embarrassed. He was really embarrassed. But listen, Tim's last night was just like many. Actually, that Sunday, he would get up every single Sunday before I go to the school. He'd make sure I had gas in the car. I had ice in my cooler, so I rolled with a cooler. And Monday, he still wasn't feeling that well. And when he went to the store, he said, you got some candy? I'm like, no, I ain't stopped at the store. So I've been out. He said, I'm going to get some candy. So when he got me all the candy, he said, you know, he bit brought him home. He couldn't hardly be moving from the car to the truck. But he made sure to go get those last few pieces of candy. We watched Monday Night Football, and he asked me for a bologna sandwich. And he got that bologna sandwich. And so, listen, I'm hoping that everything that's said here today is true, and that is that he is in a better place. I know for sure he looks like he looked really good today. And I appreciate everything everybody has done up to this point. Thank you.
Good job.